Good day, everybody. Today I'm going to be reviewing the game Stratego, the Chronicles of Narnia edition. This game came out in 2005 from Milton Bradley, and it is for 2 players. Now, the object of regular Stratego is you're going to try to capture your opponent's flag, and you're going to have an army of 40 different pieces in order to help you to accomplish this. With this version of Stratego coming from the book series, and this particular one, the movie, some of the characters have special abilities that you'll be able to use. So let's show you this game. Okay, everybody, we will show you all of the pieces to the Stratego game. Then I'll show you the board and how the game works and everything like that. We will start with the red side, which is the good side. On this side, you'll have pieces that are numbered 1 through 10, and those are their rankings, with 10 being the highest. And you'll also have a spy, which in this case is Edmund, and you'll also have what are called scouts, and those are going to be the leopards over here. You also have what is called spring magic, and these don't move. Now, I'll talk about how movement works here in a little bit, but in general, the spy can kill off the strongest character, which would be the 10 character on the blue side, and the blue also has a spy as well. Now, the main object of the game is to try to capture your opponent's flag, and if you can do that, you're going to win the game. However, there are a couple of other winning conditions as well, which I will get into. And any moving piece can capture it. Now you'll note that some of these pieces are labeled green. These are the reinforcements. Once a red player has captured 7 of the blue player's pieces, he's going to be able to add these reinforcements to the game, and he'll add them in the first 4 rows of the game board. Now, if the opponent attacks a piece and it turns out to be the magic piece, the spring magic in this case, that opponent is going to end up getting captured. Now, the pieces that are labeled number 3 will actually be able to disarm the magic pieces. In this case, it would be the dryad on this side. You also have the children in the game. You got Lucy, you got Susan, you got Peter, and you got Edmund. If all 4 of these pieces have been captured or rendered disabled via magic or whatever, then the blue side is going to win the game. Some of these pieces have special abilities in the Narnia version of the game, which I will go over. Over here we have the blue side, and the spy here is Ginnerbrick. I think that's how it's pronounced. And the wolf is going to be scout piece that will be able to move around. The character that will be able to disarm the spring magic will be the Minibar over here. And on this side we have winter magic, which works the same way as the spring magic. And certain pieces here also have special abilities, which I will also talk about. And the strongest piece in this is going to be the White Witch. Okay, right over here is the game board, and what you're going to do is you're going to basically start setting up your pieces here in on this board. You're not going to set up any pieces over here in the middle, and these boulders you're not going to be able to move on. Now, over here on the bottom and on the top over there, these are the characters that have the special abilities, and over here are these characters. I'm not going to go over all those, but okay, so I have a partial setup over here just to kind of show you how the movement and everything works. Now, on your turn, you're going to have 2 choices. You can either move or attack. Movement just simply means you're going to move either horizontally or vertically. You can move forward, backwards, but you cannot move diagonally. And pieces cannot jump over each other. And you can attack somebody that is either next to you or in front or behind you, but not diagonally for most pieces. So let's say on another turn, Susan decided she wanted to go ahead and attack this piece. So she would just lightly tap it, and then the other player would go ahead and show who was attacked. In this case, I attacked the goblin. So the goblin and Susan are actually the same power. So in this case, both of them are going to go ahead and get eliminated. Now, if Susan had a power that was higher than the goblin, she would have defeated the goblin. And likewise, if the goblin was higher than Susan, the goblin would have beaten Susan. Let's go ahead and say that Susan attacked this piece, and it turned out that it was a 3. So what would happen is this piece would go ahead and get captured, and Susan would go ahead and move up to where that captured piece was. If it turned out that Susan didn't beat this piece would go ahead and stay where it was. Now, the leopard over here has a special movement that it can do. It can actually move over as far as it can until it gets blocked by another piece or by the end of the board. So let's just say the leopard was over here and I wanted to move the leopard. I can move the leopard all the way back here if I wanted to. And the rule is if you're going to make a big move like that, you just have to simply tell your opponent that's the piece, but it's going to be pretty obvious. And on the blue side, the wolf is going to be able to move that way as well. Scouts can also attack on the same turn. Okay, so let's say this blue piece is over here, and on his turn he decides to attack the spring magic piece, which is a bad idea. He goes ahead and attacks it, and It's a 6. So then I'm going to go ahead and say that it's a spring magic. And since it's a spring magic, this piece is going to go ahead and get captured. Now the winter magic on the blue side is going to have that same effect. However, the only pieces that are not going to be affected by the spring magic are going to be the Dryad on the good side and the Minibar on the bad side. They will actually destroy the spring magic. Now I'm going to go ahead and go over the different abilities that each character has. We will start with Aslan. Now Aslan has one power that is called Restore. And basically what Restore means, if the queen has turned anybody into stone, let's just say this piece over here was cast into stone. If Aslan was over here, he could just simply say Restore, and then this piece will go ahead and be restored. Now any pieces that are surrounding Aslan in a circle like this, they'll also be restored and ready to play again. Aslan also has what is called Detect Enemy. If he wanted to do a Detect Enemy, he could get within 2 spaces, horizontally, vertically, or diagonally, to reveal what it is. So in this case, the opponent would go ahead and reveal this, and this is a Minibar. So that's another power that Aslan has. Aslan, Peter, and Rumblebuffin all have a special ability called Quickness. This just simply means that they can move up to 2 spaces, vertically, horizontally. So, for example, Rumblebuffin, if he wanted to, he could go like this. And another thing that this piece can do is it can immediately attack as well. So, say I was over here, and this piece is over here, he can move and then attack on the same turn. Go to the Gryphon. The Gryphon has what is called Advanced Flight. What this piece can do is it can fly over friendly and enemy pieces in the boulder spaces and land on the first empty space. And again, he just moves in a straight line. And then again, I can immediately attack a piece if I wanted to, so I could attack this guy and hopefully be able to beat him. Now the Gorilla has a fun one called Rampage. Let's just say the gorilla was over here, and he moved over to the middle over here, and then he called Rampage. Well, he would reveal that the gorilla's piece is he can attack everyone adjacent to him. This piece would not get defeated. This would not. We got the wolf that would be defeated, and then this person would also be defeated. The only thing is once the gorilla does a rampage, he's going to be out of the game and captured. All right, now we'll go ahead and talk about Susan, and she has 2 different powers. One thing she has is arrows, and if she is 2 spaces away from an opponent, either horizontally, vertically, or diagonally, she can use this power. So let's say Susan's over here, and she says the word arrow. She will go ahead and pick a piece that is 2 spaces away, and let's say she picks this one, and this person will go ahead and reveal what it is. In this case, it is the White Witch. Now, if a character has the same amount of power or more than Susan does, then this character will survive. But let's just say it happened to be the wolf that Susan shot. Susan's a 4, the wolf is a 2. In this case, the wolf will be out of play. Now, another power that Susan has is what is called Summon Help. What she will do is blow her ivory horn, and then any character that is on the board will be able to get next to her horizontally, vertically, or diagonally adjacent. Now, once again, if you decide to activate your power, you're not going to be able to move, unless that is part of what the power is. Now we'll go to Lucy over here, and she has a power of healing. What healing will allow her to do is she will be able to bring back any one of her captured pieces to this area of the board, the back 4 spaces. So she'll just simply call out healing, and let's just say she decides she's going to bring back this character over here, and she'll just place it anywhere within the 4 back rows of the board. Now she's only going to be able to do that once. Once she does it, she won't be able to use it anymore. And also, healing does not work on pieces that are turned to stone. Now for the side of evil, a few of the pieces have the same abilities as the players on the good side. The Otman over here has Quickness, so he can move up to 2 spaces. The Giant has the Quickness ability, which works the same. The Harpy has the Advanced Flight ability. So now we go to the Boggle, and this one has the Tunneling ability. And this basically works the same way as Flight does. The only thing is it's going to be going underground as opposed to flying over. But it works the exact same way. The only difference is that the Boggle has a power of 5, whereas the Harpy, which flies, has a power of 8. And then we go to the White Witch, who has 2 abilities of her own. The White Witch will be able to turn another player into stone, so long as it's not a spring magic piece, the flag, or Aslan. And the way she would do that is the witch would just simply have to be 2 spaces away from a character, horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. The attack is in a straight line, and there can't be anybody blocking it if you want to attack from 2 spaces away. And what she would do is she would just say turn to stone and pick a piece. So let's just say she picked this piece, which is 2 spaces away, and this is the leopard. Now this will work on the leopard. So what will happen is this will be turned to stone, and you will go ahead and turn it sideways like this. Now, as I revealed before, Aslan, the lion, will be able to heal this person that has been turned to stone. Now the other one that the witch has is what's called Turkish Delight. And what this will allow her to do is it will allow her to steal one of her opponent's pieces and then play it on her side as part of her army. Now, it can't be Spring Magic, the Flag, Aslan, Peter, Susan, or Lucy, since they are immune to it. But if it was anybody else, you would just simply have to be adjacent to her. So let's say the queen is over here, and she decides to hit a Turkish Delight on this piece right here. So this is a leopard. So now the leopard is going to be placed on the opposing army side like so. And if it had any special powers, such as quickness or whatever, they would still retain those as well. So anyway, that's the way the game works. The way the red army can win if it captures its opponent's flag. And the way it can capture the flag is to just get next to it and then tap on it. And if it is revealed to be the flag, red will win. Blue can also win by doing the same thing. Blue will also be able to win and if it is able to capture or enchant 4 of the children, which is Peter, Susan, Lucy, or Edmund. So if all 4 of them are out of the game or unable to play or be turned to stone, then the blue army will win. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Stratego the Narnia edition. Now, they've also added a few optional ways to play here, and I'll just kind of show you here. They've got the open play, prisoner play, secret play, and stealth play. So I'll just let you read that if you would so desire. But they give you some options as to how to play this game, too. So my final thoughts on Stratego, the Chronicles of Narnia edition. Well, theme-wise, this game looks good. I mean, it's got a ton of the characters from the movie and from the books. The board looks nice. The box is cool, too. So thematically, this game is definitely there. As far as the game itself, I like it. My wife and I play Stratego here and there, and it's a fun game. I like the bluffing aspects, and I like the strategy aspects of it. And this game definitely ups the ante with the different types of powers that the different people and creatures have. But those special powers can definitely make the game more interesting. It definitely adds a much more unique element of strategy to this game, too. A lot of stuff, and it's pretty cool. So if you like Stratego, you most likely would like this game because you can still play classic Stratego with it, and you can also, of course, just do the advanced version. If you're not a fan of the Chronicles of Narnia, this is still a good version of Stratego to get. I don't know if they have any other versions of Stratego that play like this, but this is definitely a good version. I like the theme. I like the added powers that they've given. They've given quite a lot. It wasn't just 3 or 4, but they had a whole series of them, so it's pretty cool. But anyway, guys, that's my review of Stratego the Narnia edition. Y'all take care. Keep on gaming.